Welcome to the Tony the Prophet channel for week 7. We had a good week last week. I was 2-0-1 on my top 3 picks. Gave you Green Bay minus 5.5 versus the Cardinals. They smashed them 34-13. The biggest winner of the week, I gave you Detroit minus 3.5. They won 47-9 versus the hapless Cowboys, and we pushed on Washington plus 7. This final was 30-23. I think if Robinson played, I think that we would have had at least a cover. I was 10-4 against the spread. I pick them all. I don't put them all here, and 13-1 straight up. So it was a good week. A little tip before we move on to the games: Jonnu Smith over his receiving yards. Just do it. He's going to have 15.5 to 18.5 is what you can find out there. He should have at least 20, and we should cash. First game, I love the Rams minus 7. Both teams, Rams coming off a bye. Both teams not great against the spread. But Vegas is a show of themselves. Adams is gone. Myers is hurt. They can't run the ball. Rams aren't good against the run, but it doesn't matter. They can't run the ball. Zamir White's on a milk carton. He's in witness protection. So it's going to be a tough day for them. Kyren Williams will score a touchdown. The run game will be there. They'll control the game. He's scored in the last 8 games. Take an anytime touchdown for Williams. If you got guts, bet 2 touchdowns. But this should be an easy game. 27-16. The next game, I'm going back to Green Bay. I liked about 7 games. The hardest thing is just to narrow it down to 3. I'm trying to give you the best 3 they're going to hit. So I'll give you some others that I like at the end. But anyways, they're not the top 3. Green Bay 4-2 against the spread. Houston's 2-3-1. They're at home. Nico Collins is out. It didn't hurt him against the hapless Patriots last week, but it could be a difference now. You get Zaire Alexander on Diggs because Collins is out. Green Bay been covering machine. 8-2 against the spread last 10. 6-2 against the spread last 6 at home. They play well at home. Houston had 5 dome games. They played outside last week, but it didn't matter against the Patriots. But I give you the intangibles here, okay? They're going to be slowed down on grass. The pass rush versus Green Bay. So I bet early in the week I got 2.5, but I think 3. It's not. I don't think they win by a lot. You're going to have 27-23, 24-20, 27-20, somewhere in that range. But they're good enough at home to win. They play well there. Love has had multiple touchdowns in the last 10 games, so locking in. He's going to have 2. Have another good game, and so that there you go. I had it 27-23, but they'll cover. And the last game, I'm going to Washington again. I don't like to take big spreads, but they're playing hapless Carolina, okay? Washington, number 1 in points scored, 31 a game. Number 2 in rush yards. Number 3 in yards per play at 6.25 yards. So every time they touch the ball, they're getting 6 yards. Carolina on the opposite side of the coin, 32nd in points allowed, 22nd pass D, 26 run D, 26 time on the field for the defense, 22nd in number of plays on the field as the defense, and they're 28th in points yards allowed. On the offense, they're 29th in points scored, 22nd in the pass, 19th in the run, 29th time on the field, and yards per play, they're like 24th. So you got preponderance of the evidence on one side, and what did I tell you? When we see that, we take it. And Carolina 1-5 against the spread, 1-7 their last 8. Washington 4-1-1 against the spread. So we got preponderance of evidence on one side. Should be a smash spot. If you're nervous, tease it down to the 3.5. But I'll lay the 9.5. I got Washington 34-20. The MC Hammer plays for this week, the games I don't want to touch. Jacksonville and New England. Could we get a worse international game? Yes. Week 10, you get the Giants in Carolina. They must really, Roger must really want to put garbage, export the garbage overseas to get these games. But I would take Jacksonville. Patriots are like 31st and everything and on offense, but can you trust the Jags? They're horrible. You saw what they did last week. So, but they should win. I don't know if they could cover. I'm not touching it. Indy -3 against Miami. I wish there was Flacco. This would be a top 3 pick. But with Richardson, I don't trust the guy. He's a turnover machine. Doesn't throw a lot. Who knows? Could get hurt. I'm not touching it. And then the Giants with Philly, 3.5. I bet Philly -3, but at 3.5, Philly's been playing horrible. Andrew Thomas is out for the Giants. Danny Turnover's going to be running for his life. So Philly should win. It's the Barkley revenge game. He should have a great day. Better Barkley touchdown for sure. But other than I took it for $25 at -3. I'm not laying a lot of money on it, but I think Philly wins coming off the bye. So the other games I like the Jets. Okay, they have Adams. The Pittsburgh is going to Russie. Can you trust Russie? The guy hasn't played. So Russ is in there. I like the Jets against that defense. You put Sauce Gardner on. Pickens. There's nobody else to throw to. Najee, you can run against the Jets. Najee should have a big game. I think Jets win a close one, 3 or 4 points, but enough to cover. Pittsburgh can't score. The defense is good. They got rid of Buddy Hackett, the worst offensive coordinator. I call him Buddy Hackett. The worst offensive coordinator in the NFL. When you saw motion with the Jets, it looked like a completely different team. Cleveland +6. What do you say? Are you saying to the prophet you're crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy like a fox. Burrow 1-5 lifetime against Cleveland. I wish Watson was playing better. This would have been in the top pick. I would love to go against him, but I go with history. Innocent until proven guilty. I go with history. Burrow, that's his kryptonite. Cleveland's had crap teams and they've beaten them. At least they've covered. Burrow 1-5 lifetime against Cleveland, especially on the road. And I think Cincy wins, but they don't cover the 6. So I think that's and I think the other stay away game is Baltimore. I have it at the bottom of my notes. 3.5 against Tampa Bay. It's right on the number. Baltimore D against the pass isn't good. Baker's been throwing the ball all over the place. I like Baltimore to win, but you never know. You got the hook. If you want to bet it, buy down the hook. Take it at 3. I think you'll be okay. The worst case, you push. The last thing I want to say, there's some great teaser games, okay, where you could tease 2 games, usually get -120. There's enough good teams you could tease 3 and get +160, which is a nice return on your money. Granted, you're going to need 3 outcomes to come out, but you can go New England +12, Detroit +7.5, Seattle +9. Oh, that's the other game I like. I like Seattle +3. Almost made it the top 3. I think they cover. Atlanta has no pass rush. So it's a Geno. They've been playing tough teams the last few weeks. I don't know what happened with the Giants, but they had like 3 games in 12 days or whatever. So they should be rested, and they come back and they win. But I think I even bet Seattle +3. But anyways, you can tease them to 9. Buffalo -3.5. I don't trust Buffalo with a big spread, but they should crush, especially now they got Cooper. Cincinnati, you could bring them down to even against Cleveland. Giants +9.5. Washington down to 3.5. In Kansas City, with Kansas City's beat up, Frisco 0-4 Shanahan, when they look like the favorite, and they have the better personnel right now, but Mahomes is going to kill him. Mahomes 11-1-1 as an underdog. Andy Reid off a bye, something like 27-4. So all the evidence is pointing Kansas City. I just stayed away because Frisco's got the better team on paper right now. But you know that he choked. 2 10-point leads in the Super Bowl. He choked. And if Jimmy G could have got the bomb to, who's that, Emmanuel Sanders, they would have won that game. They led that game 54 minutes. I had the Frisco money line. It was the right play, let me tell you. And, of course, McCall at the end. But, you always remember the big ones you lost. So, anyways, that's it for this week. Give you a lot of information. Go out there, have some fun, and should be a good week. And we'll see you right here for week 8.